Hello there and welcome to a brand new video. This is How Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now in this lesson we are looking at the Venn diagram, and we'll be looking at how to list elements of a given set, identify the union, intersection, and then the complement of the set. And then we'll learn how to represent them on the Venn diagram. So without much I say, let's quickly take some questions that will guide us do that. Before we go for the questions, remember in our previous lesson, we looked at the following. So we said a set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. And then the universal set contains all the possible elements. We use this symbol to denote that. And we also said that if you have A intersection B, A intersection set B is the element they both have in common. And A union B is what? A combination or all elements in A and B combined. We also said the complement of the set, which can be written as A with this or A with this, means all elements in the universal set that are not in a particular set. So with that in mind, let's let our universal set, this is a question we want to attempt. So let's let our universal set be what? This we have over here, all of this, okay? And if that is our universal set, then set A is what we have here, set B is what we have here. So we have to list A intersection B. So A intersection B, as we said earlier on, it means all elements in A that are also in what? B. And that is going to be what? So if we take 2, 2 is in A. Is it in B? No, it's not. 4 is in A. Is it also in B? Yes, it is. So our first element is going to be 4. What of 6? We have 6 also over there. And then what of 8? We don't have 8. It is just in A. These are the elements we have in both sets. Hence, our A intersection B is what we have over here. Now, if we want A union B, that is all elements in A combined with all elements in B, then we can start our arrangement. We have 2. That is, we want to list the elements in A first and then followed by B. Or if you want, you can do it in ascending order. So you have 2, and then there's also a 3. Then there's also a 4. We don't repeat the 4s. We just write one of them. So 4, and then you have your 5, 6, and then 8. This is the union of both sets. And all this, we have looked at them in our previous sessions. So this is just a recap to prepare us for the Venn diagram representation. The last one here is A prime or A complement. So for the complement of A, we are looking at our universal set. The elements that are inside the universal set, but not in A. And how do we do that? So if we take 1, we ask ourselves, do we have 1 in set A? No. So it becomes a complement of A. Do we have 2 in set A? Yes. So we don't include that in the complement. 3 is in the universal set. Do we have it in set A? No. So we have that as well. Then we'll add 7 and then 9. So these become what? Our complement. The same way, these complement, that is the elements that are in the universal set and not in B, are then going to be 1, 2, 7, 8, and then 9. You see, so this is for just listing elements in the set. Now let's look at how we can represent these sets in or on a Venn diagram. To represent this on our Venn diagram, we first of all need to draw our Venn diagram. So 2 overlapping circles, and then we label them A and then B. So after your label, and then your rectangular is where you have your universal set. So we start from the intersection. We want to start our labeling from the middle. In this case, we have 4 and 6 representing the intersection. So we are going to put 4 and then 6 over here. Now we have 4 and 6. And then we can now look at set A alone and then come to set B alone. And then we fill whatever hasn't been listed in the intersection. So if you look at A, for instance, A has 2, 4, 6, and 8. So A, 4 and 6 has already been listed out. So for this whole circle represent our A, we are going to put 2 and 8 in this portion because it is in A alone. You see, so if you have to combine all, then we have our 2 that has been listed here. We have our 4, which is inside here. We have our 6, which is here. And then we have our 8 as well, which is written over here. You get that? Then we now come to our B. So for the B, we already have 4 and then 6 in the intersection. And if you look at it, we are left with our 3 and 5. So we come and then put our 3 and then 5 over here. And with that, you are done with A and then B. But we go back to the universal set. And the universal set says we have 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9. So if we come to where we have A and then B over here, there are elements in the universal set that hasn't been listed. So we take time and we list them in this portion. We call it the complement. So 1 is not in any of this, so we put our 1 over here. 2 is here. 3 is also here. What about 4? We have 4 here. Our 5 is also in there. Our 6 is also in there somewhere. 7 is not here, so we put that at where we have our complement. 8 is also in here. And then 9 is also not in A and then B, so we put 9 also over here. And hence, this is how we can represent that on our Venn diagram. You see? So let's take some more and then we see how we can get understanding or apply what we have learned. So this will be our last question under it. Let's quickly look into it. So we have A set U. Okay, so we have let U be what? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then H. And then set A is A, C, E, and then J. While set B is B, C, D, and then E. So our task is to find A intersection B. And then A union B, the prime of A, and then the complement of B. And then we represent on the Venn diagram. So our solution, since we have our A and then B already listed, we come straight to the first one, A intersection B. So for our A intersection B, we are looking for all the elements in A and then also in B as well. So if you look at these two sets carefully, then we have C and then C over here. And we also have E and then E over here. Those are the elements that are common to both sets. So our A intersection B is going to be C and then E. You see? Then we come to the union. So A union B. That is, we are listing all the elements in A combined with what? That of B. And we avoid repetitions. So there is an A over there. And then there is also a B. There is a C. There is a D, E, and then J. And that ends it. So we have listed A, B, C. The C's are 2, but we write just 1. You know, union avoids repetition. There is an E, which are also 2. There is D, and then there is J. We have listed everything. Okay. Then the next one says we should find A prime or A complement. That is the elements in the universal set that are not in what? A. So if you look at A, C, E, and then J, apart from them, any other that has not been shaded is a complement of A. So then we are going to get a B, D, F, then H, because they are those that weren't what? Shaded out. We do same for B prime. We are going to get what? A, F, J, and H. The reason being that we have B here, we have C here, we have D here, and we have E also here. Apart from these that have been shaded, The rest are all outside of B. Hence, we write them down. Now, with all these written, we want to represent on a Venn diagram. So let's get our Venn diagram ready. So this here is going to be my Venn diagram, and I'm going to represent the first one with A, then the second with B, and my U, the universal set, is going to be here. As we said earlier on, let's always start with the intersection. Our intersection has C and E. So we come and put our C here, then our E here. Then taking our A, C and E has already been written out. We are left with A and then J. So we come and then write our A and then J also over here. If you go to our B, C and then E has also been written. We are left with B and D. So you put our B here and then our D here. With that, we are done with anything that has got to do with A and B. Hence, we look at the universal set. Of all these that we have written, are there any elements in the universal set that has not yet been written here? We look at A. A has already been written. We look at B. B has already been written. C has also already been written. D has also already been written. And then E has also already been written. F has not been written. So you put our F over here. Then what of J? J has already been written. And then H has also not been written. So we put that here so that our universal set will be complete. With this, we have been able to represent our sets on the Venn diagram. This is Hard Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. And as usual, I would leave you with some exercises so you try on your own. I do hope these explanations have been useful, and then you would be able to apply them in different questions as well. In our next lesson, we'll be looking at word problems that involve Venn diagrams. These are just the genesis of it all. These are basic word problems you'd apply Venn diagram. But then the next one will be story forms. So we have these three questions here, which are very simple and direct. The universal set U, then the set A, then the set B. List the element of A intersection B. List A union B, A prime and then B prime, and then represent it on a Venn diagram. These are basic ones. You can apply all that we have learned here. I do hope this lesson was helpful. See you in our next lesson. Stay safe and then stay blessed. I'm out.